Today on Geek vs. Geek, we dare to ask, is Apple better than Android? Welcome to Geek vs. Geek, where Dave Johnson and Rick Broida battle to be the Highlander of the tech world. I'm your host, Helen Hong. Today's topic, should you spend your smartphone dollars on an iPhone or an Android phone?
You know what? I've tried both, and I've really decided that I prefer the iPhone. I kind of like its little closed ecosystem, and everything works, and accessories and apps. I can't help it. I know it seems crazy because there's so much more choice on the Android side, but I'm really just loving the iPhone.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's your choice.
Yeah, and it's not the cheap option either.
What's interesting there is I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's really a question of like the closed ecosystem of Apple versus the open ecosystem of the Android universe. Here's the iPhone 5S. This is the Samsung Galaxy S4. Look at that. We've been waiting since 1973 for Apple to come out with a bigger screen, and they haven't. Android devices turn on a dime because there are so many more manufacturers and the environment is open enough that if Samsung decides that they want to make a screen that's 4 feet across and you have to fold it up to put in your pocket, they'll do it. Someone will make that.
I think they actually have one.
Okay.
I've seen
Whereas
one
it takes
that's that
Apple,
big.
it takes them 5 years to decide to like add an extra row of pixels at the bottom of the screen. Samsung or LG or whoever did that 3 years ago.
Your screen argument doesn't hold water because, for one thing, next month Apple will be announcing at least one new iPhone with a larger screen.
I'm just using the screen as an example.
Well,
there are many, many examples. iOS 8 is coming out very, very soon. And
lots of great features.
It's going to have a lot of great features. All of those features were just photocopied from existing Android devices. Android has had most of the things that you're going to find in iOS 8 for some time.
Actually, not true.
Apple's just playing catch up.
No, not true at all.
This is your only choice for Apple. If I'm interested in Android, I have a dozen choices at least.
And I would actually argue that that is to its detriment because you have so many different choices, so many different implementations of Android. I like the consistency of Apple products because it's going to be the same whether I pick up an iPhone or an iPad or switch over to a Mac or whatever. It's going to be a unified, seamless experience that works together very well. If I go from a Samsung phone and I have a Nexus tablet, okay, they're going to have differences in the interface. Just as something as simple as going into the settings, it's not a unified experience. It's not an intuitive experience. It's not a consistent experience, and that's what I love about the iPhone. I like it. What can I say?
I will simply say that consistency is the hobgoblin of a tiny mind, because what you're trading off in consistency, you lose out on the innovation and the fact that because there are so many different kinds of devices and so many variations out there, you have all kinds of different opportunities for peripherals and applications and cases and keyboards. There's all sorts of cool things out there that it's kind of like a mix and match Lego universe where you can take the best of all these different things and put together a great experience. With Apple, you just get the same plain vanilla phone every time.
But I kind of agree with Rick on this one because the phone is an everyday appliance that you just want it to be there. You want it to do what you want it to do. You want it to be fast and convenient.
It really boils down very much to personal preference in terms of which platform you're going to go with. I just think that that's a consideration as to whether you want to go with a closed system or an open system.
And I agree. You actually are right. And I will simply say that it's the kind of person that it appeals to, right? So if you are smart, interesting, innovative, sexy, those are the kinds of people that go Android. People that like consistency and going to bed early, they like iPhones.
All right, well, despite Dave's vehement proclamations, I'm going to call Rick as the winner. I'm an iPhone user, I think for the same reason most of us are iPhone users. We just want it to be simple and we want it to work. What do you guys think? We want to hear from you, so let us know on Facebook, Twitter, or email. And we'll see you next time on Geek vs. Geek.